pork.
So what's the pepper pot story? This is surely not something that was...
No, this is the native Indians.
Okay.
The Amerindians, we call them. And they they had a hard life. They would go hunting. And they made Cassareep. Quite a process to sell Cassareep is made.
Oh, okay.
From cassava and lots of work. So they'd catch some meat and they'll put it over their open fire with the Cassareep. And for days, where they live in community, they'll all eat from the same pot. And I guess that's why they call it pepper pot, because they had so little meat and it was predominantly pepper.
Pepper.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now I did a small dice again.
That's fine, that's
Okay.
lovely, yeah.
Now, I made up a recipe for this for Boxing Day,
Yeah, I remember.
which I made in the slow cooker.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do the beef in the slow cooker too,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
just
I
requires...
never used a slow cooker.
No.
I definitely, my theory was, why use a slow cooker if you could use a pressure cooker?
Right.
And other
You
people,
can use a fast cooker.
no, but people were afraid of the pressure cooker.
Okay.
A couple of them had bad experiences.
Oh,
They
was
blew up
it like-
if they did follow the...
Right. Because I've never cooked with a pressure cooker.
You'd be
Okay.
surprised. I worked with a German guy, and he apparently was afraid of pressure cooker because his wife used the pressure cooker, and she put rhubarb in it. And if you read the instructions, you don't use any gummy stuff, and it exploded, so you couldn't convert.
Well, I think once you've had an explosion, you're probably not
it's a
willing to try
frightening
again.
thing.
For sure.
But in Guyana, we loved it because the meat was so poor, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can get a really good,
Yeah, and then-
tender...
well, I mean here, but then you sort of put it in there and you
Right.
cook the daylights out of it.
Okay, so we have our onion,
Onion.
and
Well,
we need
but where's your meat?
the meat.
Just open this and put it as
Okay.
is, because it's going to take a long time to cook.
And that's about a pound of the stewing beef.
Yes.
Okay.
And chunk up.
Chunk up this is a
Pork.
loin center cut roast. It's boneless.
But I mean, like, you don't, normally you wouldn't use the high class pork. But in Canada you
See,
do
these
that.
are the things we take for granted. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I shop. I know what's a cheaper cut and what's a more expensive cut.
Yeah.
But I never really consider, if you were in Guyana making this.
Well, first of all, I mean, as I remember it, at Christmas time you had to find out which farmer is going to kill a pig.
Because there might not be a farmer.
With the pig.
Okay.
And then you buy, my mother would say 10 pounds of pork. It had all kinds of bones and fat and,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
take what you were given,
Yeah.
That's why the Cassareep was the answer, because the Cassareep sort of covered a multitude of sins.
Right. It's very served.
Yeah.
So do you want to keep that fat there?
Yes, keep the fat.
Keep that
It needs
fat.
the fat.
Okay. Is that a good enough slice?
You got
Thicker?
Yeah.
And then I'll cut this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make them the same size as the beef pieces.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah,
So 6?
That'd be perfect.
Okay. And so when I made this for Boxing Day, I think I just used beef.
Yeah. It's nicer with pork.
It's nicer with beef. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No, I believe
it's
it.
all bad for us. We used to put, what do you call it? The heels. Cow heels.
Oh, the hoof?
The hoof or whatever.
Oh, the heels. Oh, the feet.
Anything like this, that's what they said that in pepper pot you could even put your old socks in it.
We didn't do that.
No, but what I'm
No.
saying, the idea was that you had to make
That's the beauty of an ingredient like Cassareep. Is that
Yeah.
You can just... Okay, so I cut that probably into about 5 chops,
Yeah.
and then I'm just cutting each chop
Yeah,
into
yeah.
about
Yeah.
5 or 6 pieces, big
Yeah.
chunks. Okay.
I like to have, could you drizzle it with some flour?
Yes, I can. Okay, so we need a little bit of flour. Ooh.
Normally, I would put salted beef, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that at that. You could get it at Charlie's. So you could substitute by putting this salted bacon.
Oh, okay. And this should be cut into like a dice?
Yeah, it's small.
Same as the onion?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, not small, but not
Okay.
as big as the...
Okay. And then how much flour?
This is a body to the...
So, two big.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's it?
Yeah, okay, yes.
Wait, let me take a picture you doing that.
Okay, that's the idea.
I just have to wash my cutting board and get another knife and I'll chop
Okay, no
up
problem. Just tell me when you're
the
ready.
smoked.
I'll go sit down and have some.
Yeah, that's good.
Erin? What are you doing?
I'm just sharpening my knife.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm gonna cut up the bacon. But that's I can do that. Just you rest.
I'll sit here, Erin.
Did you get this at Basics?
Yeah.
This bacon? What's this replacing? Smoked beef?
Salted beef.
Salted beef.
Mhm.
That's not an ingredient that I would be holding.
It's optional, you know. But
They can mix everything.
well, because we didn't have refrigeration or anything, and
Okay.
that's what we survived on.
Right.
Salted beef and salted pigtails and salted cod, you know. Like when the guys went into the gold fields, they had to take that stuff with them because there was no way they could get fresh stuff with them. So we acquired a taste for it.
Is this big enough?
Oh,
Or too
Yeah.
small?
bigger.
Bigger. Oh.
No, because not everybody might like it. They might leave it.
Oh, I see. That's a pretty big piece. Okay.
Well, you see what you do there. You don't fry or anything.
No.
You put it on the stove and you let it warm right through, and then you have to put some liquid. Well, you put the cassareep, of course. Put the cassareep right now.
So I'll put the cassareep in there.
Right
Okay,
now,
wash
uh-huh.
my hands. This is the magical ingredient.
Put all of that.
The whole jar.
Mhm.
I think it even has this. It says made in Guyana. Ingredients: cassava, which is like a
Cassava,
root,
that's it.
water, salt, sugar, and spices.
Yeah.
It's kind of like well, not really. It's kind of like nothing else in the world. But
I will tell you
it's
something.
like molasses, sort of.
It's like molasses, but I still maintain it's not the genuine thing. It's mostly burnt sugar, because if they had made that from cassava, it would cost a fortune,
Oh,
because that much cassava would only produce
a tiny bit.
it would come condensed, yeah.
Okay, so you
But
can see
you learn. But because I grew up seeing it made, smelling it, I knew. But most other people, including my in-laws, they said, "Oh, it's Cassareep," and they like to say it's from Pomeroon. I said, "Yes, they say that because Pomeroon." It's
They say that it's from
Yeah.
Pomeroon.
you're gonna have
It
to
does
walk.
say Pomeroon Cassareep.
Yeah,
maybe
because that's the magic word.
they put the flag on the lid.
Yeah.
Must be authentic with the flag. Right?
Yeah. So Aunt Jean would send it. I remember once she sent it in the mail, and it broke, and the post office was so good.
Oh, it
They
broke?
repackaged it.
Oh yeah.
But now you can get anything. Yeah. You know what? Wash that out, and put the water in,
Okay.
because it's going to need a lot of liquid.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of cooking has to go on there. It'll probably take you couple of hours to simmer.
Now, it's today is June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Not normally the day we would make pepper pot.
No. It's really normally people are associated with Christmas.
Yeah.
But the Indians, it was survival, poor things, yeah. Never had enough to eat.
The whole jar.
Yeah. You think it's nicely covered, but yeah, you can throw it here.
It's not covered. It actually looks.
You're probably gonna need some. Let me see.
It's probably gonna need stock or
Watch your
water.
stuff around all these things.
Well, yes, but when it cooks, remember it has to over and it's going to thicken. Put a little bit of soy sauce to help it along.
Okay. Help it along with seasoning, with color.
Yeah, but because I don't think you have enough
Cassareep?
cassareep, and it's
Uh-oh.
not the way I use cassareep.
Okay, so this is just soy
Put
sauce.
a teaspoon or something there.
More?
Or, okay, put it on and let it start to simmer, and then you'll get an idea. But you're going to definitely have to put. This is going to thicken.
Water first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Water
it's
before
just
it simmers?
boiling. When all is said and done, it's not that this is boiling.
Not rocket science. Is that
No.
what you're suggesting? It's
No,
just-
the curry is a lot of frying and simmering.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Actually, I can probably use. Does the meat need to be covered then?
Yeah, you have to cover it tight and let
Cover
it.
it with liquid, I mean.
Well, yes.
Okay.
If not, it's going to dry out and it's going to burn or something. But something is going to happen.
So for that
No.
meat that we put in, this probably needs about 4 cups of water.
About that, yeah.
Okay.
Later on, you can just add more.
Okay.
Or you can always put the stock. But first, you have to taste it for salt. Yeah. And always have the time to do that. See, it's beginning to look like red black.
Yeah, that's true.
Turn it at high and then turn it at medium.
Okay.
And let it cook. It's hard to understand.
Alright, that look good.
You're right by the water.
Water dish. That's okay. Okay. So
And when
then-
it bubble up nicely, you have a bit of bread, plain white bread. So it won't, we put it right like that. But not everybody like I remember your mom saying that I had spiders in the soup.
Oh shit. So just like a bit of kitchen.
Yeah. If you like it, might be a bit overcooked for you. Use as much
Oh,
as
I
you
like
like.
some. The whole thing? That's a
No, I
lot.
think that's, well, no, I think that looks like a lot for a beginner. Half of it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, and then we'll just make-
Here.
This is very French.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, no. We just leave it in there, but it does look like spiders in the soup. So we don't want spiders in
Our
the
little
soup.
bouquet.
Yeah.
Okay, but do we need this before it simmers or once
No,
it
let it
starts?
really get going.
Okay.
And the same thing with this. You put this on top and then...
Do you cut holes in it or anything?
Well, I'm afraid people not used to pepper normally you would cut. But I don't know how hot this is. No, cut it.
What
I don't
kind
think
of
it's gonna be
pepper
hot.
is it?
It's a hot yellow pepper. How can
They
you
call it
It's
hot.
probably pretty mild, like for your taste. Because I saw in a recipe online that suggested use habanero, which is very hot, like a Scotch bonnet.
We had the really, really hot one in basic, but anyway, for now,
We'll just be conservative with this
Yeah,
because we're not really okay.
Because I learned that like when my friend Joan, she likes to try new dishes and stuff, but when I give her a mild Jamaican pat, she can't stand it. And I like it.
Uh-oh. And that was a mild one.
And that was a mild one.
Okay. And there's our pepper pot.
How was the pepper pot looking?
It's coming up to a boil. It's not quite ready.
Okay. To this day, I like salted cod from Newfoundland.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, even the fresh we used to call it, we didn't say the butcher, we said the beef man. The beef man, you wouldn't see him for months sometimes. So, you know, you had to have, like we had a grocery store and we have a big barrel of salted beef and salted pigtails. Now, I don't know if Erin's going to run to the pigtail business, but we liked it. I draw the line of the chicken feet.
Oh.
My mother did put the chicken feet in her soup, but that was because every bit of chicken helped.
Now I can really smell the bacon.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Well, let it simmer and then taste it for salt and what it needs.
So it's coming, it's almost at a good boil. I'll
All right.
And then the pepper and the
And then
thyme.
this has to go in on top.
Yeah.
And how long does it simmer for?
Until the meat is cooked.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, it's such good meat, so, but you have to test it. But nowadays the meat was tough, so you have to pressure cook it.
Okay.
But you don't have to worry, like you could turn it to low and go, you know, forget about it type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, because the longer it simmers is the more
The
flavorful.
better it is.